It's more than just a river. Its waters are India's most revered. It gives sustenance to all forms of life. India's water goddess is a living, breathing entity, worshipped as she courses through the heart of India. On her banks, the cycle of life and death is completed. A life giver for over 400 million people, this is the river Ganga. Hello and welcome to a very special series where we're tracking the river Ganga right from its source high up into the mountains down to the plains where it empties into the Bay of Bengal. And I'm on a mission to find out what makes this river so sacred and who are the people who are trying to protect the river Ganga.
गंगा साधारण नहीं है। गंगा को हम चलती हुई बहती हुई पानी को नहीं मान सकते हैं। गंगा साक्षात देवी है, ईश्वर का मतलब अंश है।
गंगा को दुर्भाग्य से हमने एक वस्तु की तरह समझकर जिस तरह से भी उसके साथ व्यवहार किया, दुर्भाग्य ये है कि वो आने वाले समय में हमारे लिए इतने ढेर सारे कष्टों को लेकर के पहुंचेगी जिसकी हम कल्पना नहीं कर सकते।
Even as millions worship these waters, the Ganga today is a goddess in distress. It is one of the 5 most polluted rivers in the world. Large parts of the river are now dry. In the mountains, the might of the river has been neutered by diverting it through tunnels to generate electricity. In the plains, sand is extracted from her banks and a cocktail of sludge and toxic chemicals dumped into her. Even the last leg of her journey is checkered with barrages. Clearly, the Ganga is dying on every step of its journey. What will it take to save this river? We start our journey with a 14-kilometer trek to the Gangotri Glacier, considered the physical source of the Ganga. White sheets of ice lace the mountain tops. Drop by drop, these sheets of ice will feed fresh water to millions downstream. I find there are in fact 4 rivers that form what we call the Ganga in the Garhwal Himalayas. Each river source is the site of a major temple, and in Hindu tradition, salvation is possible only by a pilgrimage to these 4 temples. The Char Dham Yatra starts at Yamunotri in the east, then the Gangotri, revered as the shrines of the Yamuna and the Ganga, and then Kedarnath and Badrinath, shrines for the Mandakini and the Alaknanda. When I arrive at the Badrinath temple, it's the last day before the temple shuts for the winter, marked by shifting the holy idols to a temple downstream. An annual ritual performed at sacred river shrines across Uttarakhand. There's an air of festivity right here. There's also a sense of urgency. In precisely 2 hours from now, the gates of the Badrinath temple will be shut down. And that's why hundreds of people are thronging this area to catch a last glimpse of the god at their winter seat. Hundreds wait for a glimpse of Lord Vishnu, the ruling deity of the Badrinath shrine. They've come from every corner of the country.
আমি কলকাতা থেকে এসেছি যাদবপুর
मुंबई से आया इधर जिला प्रभुनगर उत्तर प्रदेश से आया हूं
I'm a skeptic of organized religion, but the enthusiasm of the pilgrims is infectious. The army too plays a role. The Garhwal Rifles Band plays as the idol is brought out for one last darshan. In this chaos, I meet Baraf Baba, who will stay here right through the winter, even as all of Badrinath shuts down.
जो 6 महीना के जो बट खुले रहते हैं और जो बंद रहते हैं उसकी बहुत अंतर होती है। जो हम 6 महीना में जो साधना भजन करते हैं, ध्यान भजन करते हैं, जब ध्यान करते हैं, तो उसमें हमें प्रगति बहुत होती है, आनंद आता है, साधना में सिद्धियां आती हैं।
Baraf Baba says it's easier to perform his tapasya when the pilgrims leave. He may be right. The huge number of devotees take a toll on the river as well. Peak season sees gas-guzzling cars and buses, choked drains, and as hundreds bathe in these waters, tons of plastic and other toxic waste makes its way into the river.
इतने दुकान मकान हो गए हैं जिसके कारण आज देखिए, पिछले साल देखिए बर्फ़ गिर रही थी, इस समय अभी बटबंद के समय बर्फ़ गिरी थी। तो ये क्या है, पोल्यूशन है। पोल्यूशन की वजह से यहाँ बर्फ गिरना भी कम हो गया।
With the idols removed, Badrinath takes on a deserted look. Cell phone towers are switched off, water and power shut down. One last ritual is left, escorting the idol to its winter seat at Joshimath.
Jai Badri Vishal, that's the chorus that's emanating from the small crowd that's gathered here. This is the idol which will now be moved from its winter seat down to its summer seat nearly 30 kilometers from here. Jai Badri Vishal. There's actually a convoy of the military and the police which will escort the vehicles along with all the sadhus here.
Back in the town of Mana, Baraf Baba starts his winter preparations. High above Badrinath Mandir, he takes us to his cave where he will spend the winter. As he makes us some tea, we find he's well stocked for the harsh winter ahead. This is his ID card issued by the army. With the China border nearby, you need special permission to stay here in winter. Next day, Baraf Baba takes us to Bhimkund, believed to be the source of the mythical river Saraswati. It's believed that Bhim laid a huge rock for Draupadi to cross the river at this point. This is also where Ved Vyas is said to have written the Mahabharata. But unknown to the faithful, the government has big plans for the Ganga. It aims to tame the gushing river, divert it through extensive tunnels to generate electricity for a power-hungry nation. I'm told over 300 dams are planned on the various tributaries of the Ganga, which will drastically alter the course of this mighty river. The Dhari Devi temple faces an uneasy future. A 330 megawatt dam on the Alaknanda river, which is one of the Ganga's main tributaries, may submerge this 17th century temple. At the temple town of Srinagar, women gather every day under this banyan tree. Their unique protest, they hope, will stop the government from going ahead with the dam and drowning their beloved temple.
मेरे को समझाइए क्या समस्या हो रही है, आप लोग इतने समय से क्यों यहाँ पर बैठे हुए हैं?
कोई जीबीके कंपनी वाले वो डैम बना रहे हैं। हम लोग डैम का कोई विरोध नहीं कर रहे थे, लेकिन हम नहीं चाहते हैं कि वो हमारी धारी देवी को काट के उसे ऊपर ले जाएं, तो इसलिए हम लोग यहाँ पे धरने पे बैठे हुए हैं।
According to local legend, the original Dhari Devi temple was washed away by floods. But villagers found the idol stuck against a rock, and guided by a divine voice, they rebuilt the temple where the idol was found. Since then, the fierce-looking goddess Dhari Devi has been revered here. Faith and the power of belief, it's evolved over centuries, making this temple right here on the banks of the Alaknanda so sacred. But just with one move, the construction of a dam, this entire area is likely to be submerged, bringing people in direct conflict with large dams. I accompany the women to the temple to understand why it is so central to their faith. We offer prayers inside. Rajeshwari and her group urge me to speak to the pujari. He is the voice of God, they believe. If he speaks up, perhaps the government will be forced to stop the construction on the dam.
ये जो चर्चा चल रही है धारी देवी मंदिर जो है, इसको उठाने की, आप इसका विरोध कर रहे हैं या आपकी समझ में ये ठीक है?
इन्होंने पहले जो कहा था कि अनलिफ्ट करेंगे, अनलिफ्ट का मतलब कि ऐसे पहाड़ से उठाएंगे। हमने पूजा किया है, तो सबसे पहले पृथ्वी का पूजा किया है। तो इनका ये है अभी इनका कि ये कॉलम में लेंटर डाल रहे हैं और फिर मूर्ति को ऊपर शिफ्ट करना है, ऐसा है, तो इसका हम विरोध करते हैं।
The women seem relieved that Pandit Lakshmi Prasad is on their side. As we leave the temple, the women point to a beehive on the construction crane that had been brought in to demolish the temple. Workers saw the hive and ran away, say the women, calling it a sign from Ma Ganga that she too is angry with the dam.
वहाँ नाग भी निकले, नाग देवता जो हमारे हैं वो भी निकले, और फिर इन लोगों ने वहाँ शिव जी का मंदिर बना रखा है। शिव जी बनाए इन्होंने कि वहाँ से प्रकोप हटेगा माँ, इस माँ का, और उनको भी पता है कि ये मतलब इस माँ का प्रकोप है सब।
I respect the innocence and the courage with which they are trying to save the Ganga and their goddess, but it may be a losing battle. Not far away, work at the dam site goes on. Crores of rupees have been invested. On the Alaknanda itself, 37 dams are planned in different stages of development. When the dams are ready, the Ganga will be diverted into tunnels for 50 kilometers, or almost half its course through the Garhwal mountains. Coming up after the break, I trek up a mountainside to find out why the people of Chaigaon are protesting against a dam.
कंपनी को हमने कहा कि तुम्हारी ब्लास्टिंग से हमारा मकान देखो, देखना आओ, वो मकान टूट गए, सामने पर टूटा, उनके सामने।
Further upstream near the town of Joshimath, the people of Chaigaon are also fighting for survival. Of the 3 dams planned here, the 400 megawatt Vishnu Prayag project is already operational. How has it affected people who live close to it? I trek up to Chaigaon to find out. This is clearly not the easiest trek. It's a 45-minute climb up to the village where I'm headed right now. Down below me you can see the river Alaknanda, and to the right here is the dam which has been constructed for generating electricity. Now I've been told up ahead is the village of Chai, and I'm curious to find out why the people of Chai are agitating against the dam and how their lives changed since this dam was constructed on the river. So let's find out. Chaigaon, resting on a hillside below which an 11-kilometer tunnel has been built, has paid heavily for being close to the river. An agitated Chandni Devi shows me how every house here has developed cracks due to the constant blasting of rocks.
एक एक घंटे में एक 100 ब्लास्टिंग करते थे, तभी तो हिला हुआ मकान। और फिर हमने अर्जी दिया कंपनी को, हमने कहा कि तुम्हारे ब्लास्टिंग से हमारा मकान देखो, देखना हो वो मकान टूट गए, सामने पर टूटा, उनके सामने का।
Afraid that their homes will collapse, half the village has moved out, but not Chandni. I find out that only those whose lands are submerged by the dam are compensated. So, the people of Chaiga are not even eligible, even though the dam has clearly cost them their homes.
ब्लास्टिंग में जब इधर टूट फूट बहुत, तो हम वो पली हाथी पहाड़ में भाग गए, गाय भैंस ले गए पहाड़ में, उधर देखो आजकल बाघ है, उधर भी जानवर को नष्ट हो गए, एक भैंस मरी मेरी, एक बच्ची मरी मेरी।
Himanshu Thakkar has done a cost-benefit analysis of large dams across the Ganga and explains why local people often don't benefit from them.
Firstly, we need to look at the total social impacts of the project, and that's not done till now. When they build these projects, they have these tunnels whose length could be 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 kilometers long, and they have to be dug through the underground, most of them, through the Himalayan, which is fragile, and they have to blast their way through that tunnel. So when they do that, they of course change the whole groundwater and in the underground hydrology and geology, which leads to cracking of houses, which leads to landslides, which leads to drying up water sources.
And then there are costs that can't be accounted for. When Chandni's uncle died, she had to beg the dam authorities to release some water to immerse his ashes. In parts of Garhwal, where the Ganga once flowed, it's now completely dry. As I cross a parched riverbed, it feels like walking over the graveyard of a river. Once a life giver, the Ganga here is dead. But JP, the company that has built the dam, says they just had a job to do, providing electricity to the nation. But what if this costs us the Ganga itself?
If you include all the projects that are already existing and under construction and what are planned, then on the Ganga and its tributaries up till Devprayag alone, more than 50 projects are there. And according to IIT Roorkee study, at least 70% of the river will be destroyed. It will be either submerged by the dams or it will be bypassed into the tunnels.
The dam bring with them other problems. Dumping of construction debris in the river. Landslides, often causing entire mountainsides to collapse. Clearances for such projects are often based on faulty environment impact reports. For instance, the damage to wildlife is often not reported. At Devprayag, the confluence of the Alaknanda and the Bhagirathi, where the Kotli Bhel Dam is being built, 1200 hectares of forest will vanish. Living off the river and the forest here are hundreds of these smooth-coated otters and the Mahasir fish. Both these creatures may soon vanish from Devprayag.
When the water goes into a tunnel, you actually have stretches of the river which are completely altered. Yes, that water is released back, but when it's released, how much is released is a big unknown. So for many species, for many wildlife species especially, it's very difficult to adapt because the whole world has changed.
So is there any hope for the Ganga here in the Himalayas? Recently, 2 large dams at Lohari Nagpala and Pala Baneri have been scrapped, as those in charge accept that the Ganga needs an aviral dhara or a minimum flow to remain a river. Yet work on other 300 dam sites carries on. Such is the nation's appetite for electric power. So for women like Chandni or Rajeshwari, their battle to save their Devi, their river, their home continues. Such is the paradox of the river goddess. She is the most revered, but she is also the most exploited.